We're about to get some highlights here on the show as we're doing this watch along of Monday Night Raw from August 20th, 2001, the night after SummerSlam 2001. The highlights are going to be of Saturn trying to locate Moppy. You know, when we first talked about in one of our very first episodes together, way back when, we talked about the Radicals jumping ship, and that's actually the genesis story of the entire podcast that we're doing now. But you were really high on Perry Saturn and saw
Very
star
much so.
quality, and thought maybe he would be the standout of that group. And now, a few years later, man, he's trying all kinds of fun stuff here. Moppy. This is peak attitude era, you know, when you're doing things like Moppy. I mean, we're taking a creative leap here. How do you think, what do you remember about Saturn and Moppy?
Well, I thought that it was an opportunity to show Perry's personality and to have fun with something. It was an opportunity, to people could all relate to a time, when you had, for me, it was Timmy Bear. And, whether it was a teddy bear, whether it was just anything that you clung to. And this was Moppy, and it was an innocent Perry Saturn that cared about this mop called Moppy. And you got to see a different side of his personality. When you look at Perry Saturn, you see one thing, and you see a killer in the ring and doing all that. Give him something else to make him a little more human, because I think the audience wasn't really connecting with him but then when you started seeing him care for something, as ridiculous as it is, you got to know him, and you got to care for Perry all that much more. And it was fun segments.
Him putting Moppy on a milk carton is hilarious stuff.
Well, that's how you find people, even mops, Conrad. Milk cartons. They make milk cartons anymore?
You know, yeah, they do.
Okay.
They, I don't think they open the way they used to. Now they've got a little cap on the side.
That's bullshit.
Next up, we've got Matt Hardy, who's going to have Lita with him, and he's going to pick up a win over Christian to retain the European title. What do you think about this King of the Ring trophy and Christian bringing it down? Like, anytime a wrestler walks to the ring with a trophy, I don't know why, but it tickles me.
Why does it tickle you? It's a trophy. It's no different than a championship belt.
I know that, and I just love it. Like I was telling somebody the other day that Owen coming to the ring holding Slammies is just amazing to me.
See, and to me, it goes all the way back to Killer Carl Cox with the Brass Knucks trophy. Instead of a belt, the Brass Knucks used to be a trophy. And on the trophy, instead of like a wrestler or anything, it had a pair of brass knucks. You put brass knucks and get somebody with it. But I like trophies, man. The visual, they're different, and you can always stomp on them and break them at the end. It's a different presentation. Like, in Japan, when you would have all these 42 trophies in the ring at the the end of a match or something, and go, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
It looks cool.
When the Funks came in with they brought one of their Japanese trophies back and all this stuff, and we destroyed it. It was Funks, and it was Wahoo, and maybe Manny Fernandez, I don't know, but it was Wahoo and somebody, and they destroyed the Funks trophy. Paul Bosch was a big trophy guy, and Paul was devastated because it's like, that trophy was so beautiful, and Dorian Terry used to bring them home just to destroy them.
Right.
And it was like, yeah, they didn't give a shit about it. Paul's like, oh, you should collect these. They're beautiful and all this stuff. Like, no, they're a prop. Destroy it. Kill it.
I asked Rick about that because there was some magazine way back when where he's on the cover in a Japanese ring with huge trophies.
Beautiful trophies too, man. Nice.
They were. And I said, dude, that's so cool. Like, where did you put those? And he said, what? And I said, where'd you put those? And he said, yeah, they're in the goddamn hotel, Conrad. I don't know. How am I getting that fucking thing home?
Yeah. Or they just left him. He never saw him again after he left the ring.
No, like, how would I get that home? I can't get that home.
Yeah.
It didn't even.
And
yeah.
why?
How would you get that home?
Yeah, no, use it for the next tour.
Yeah.
Which is what I always thought, which I thought was funny that the Funks would bring them home and do
Then
angles.
tear them up.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. Because look, man, you only had to bring it twice, or you bring it into the territory, then make the booker carry it around, and just use it till you destroy it.
Dude, I can't help but I just find myself thinking about a miniature Brother Love over and over. I think about Mini Me and Dr. Evil and how great that would have been. And you could have called him like Little Love. Come get you a little love.
It'd be Baby Love.
Yeah. Oh, Baby Love. Okay.
Yeah.
Brother Love and Baby Love.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, me. Ask Silva how we'd say "I love you" in Spanish.
Well, something me more or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. He probably doesn't even know.
No, he'd have to ask his wife.
Yeah.
We're watching Matt Hardy and Christian here.
I forgot I had this on over here.
Lead is on the outside. Our referee is Mr. Corderas. Any good Corderas memories? We never talk about him here on the show.
Yeah, he shook hands too much.
He's a what does that mean?
He's a handshaker. He shakes hands too much. Hey, how you doing? And then before he goes out, yeah, okay. And then afterwards, is that okay? Thank you. Okay, goodbye. Thank you. Motherfucker shakes hands too much. I like Jimmy. Just shakes hands too much.
You realize what you sound like right now?
What?
I don't know, but it's just he's a fucking handshaker.
Well, he is. I like Jimmy a lot.
Respectful cocksucker calling me Mr. and Sir and shaking.
No. But it reaches a point, man, where it's just too much. I shook your hand when I got here. Great. Okay. I shake your hand after your match. Great. Well, then I don't need to shake your hand like 18 more times every fucking time I see you. Next. Too much.
Do you think he knows he's a handshaker, or is 100%. He finding out? Someone's told him that he's a handshaker. Hey, pal, could you come into Vince's office? We want to talk to you. This is the funniest fucking thing.
Too much. Too much.
I don't know why that tickles me, but there's a meeting about handshaking. It's all over me.
Dude, just, if they don't know, they don't know. So you got to tell them.
Okay. I'll try to make it through. We're seeing some highlights from the prior night SummerSlam. Still photos, courtesy of the WWF magazine. Really, they're screen grabs. And we did this because we had Tuesday replays. So if you missed last night, by God, you can catch the whole thing tomorrow night on pay-per-view. What'd you think of Austin and Angle in the singles match at SummerSlam?
I thought all the matches were great. SummerSlam was absolutely fantastic. They had terrific chemistry, and they went hard. They beat the hell out of each other, and absolutely tremendous. I think that Kurt was the right kind of opponent for Austin. He was different than, say, Rock or Vince or any of those guys, man. It was more of a wrestling match, but it would also break down into brawling. But I think that Kurt complimented Steve well and vice versa.